What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Lost Ark. It is Berserker time! I'm so hyped for this, man! Like, I have been working so hard on this Berserker. Like, trying to progress beyond the level 50 grind, beyond the island grind, beyond the island gear grind. It's been freaking crazy, and now I'm pressing the wrong button. Let's take a look at the fruits of my labor, shall we? We got eye level 300 hat, eye level 300 shoulders, eye level 300 chest, eye level 300 panties, eye level 300 gloves, and boom! Eye level 300 weapon. Now, I have heard some people say that you shouldn't upgrade this, the island weapon, the sailing weapon, the harmony weapon, whatever you want to call it. But I really want to try and get my eye leveled up because I am struggling just to make any kind of progress. And if I have the acrasium, and I did, then I wanted to go ahead and get that upgraded. I've also refined my legendary power stone. It turned out horrible. Like, I had such bad luck refining this. I couldn't believe what I was seeing in front of my face. I really need better accessories. I'm going to be going back to the I think the dungeons in the northern region, like kind of the one of the last regions that you are exploring before you really start pushing in game, because there's a bunch of really good dungeons up there that have a really good chance of giving me better accessories. We saw Yum, she was grinding Guardian raids for accessories, I think, and that's really what's holding my eye level back big time right now. Also, I spent some time with the reroll NPCs. First, I stopped at the skill reroll NPC, made some adjustments, made some translations with my phone to try and understand what it is that I was reading, and I think I got some pretty good results. I got effects on skills that I think I would really like to see perform more or just get more out of, right, for what I'm doing with them. For example, there's a few whirlwind upgrades there. What's interesting about the let's just call it the island gear, because I think that's less confusing. When I say island gear, people know what I mean, I think, more when I say that. But what's interesting about the island gear is that I mentioned before in the progression guide how there can be 2 skill bonuses. The last time I saw that, though, both of them were highlighted, meaning I could re-roll both of them. But on the island heart gear, one of them is actually grayed out, so that's locked in whether you use that skill or not. And I don't know if there's a way to unlock it so that way that can be changed, but it's kind of sucky, man. Like, there's these slots for skill bonuses that I either don't want more out of those skills or that I don't use at all. And I don't know, I can see why people are mixing island gear and raid gear to better min-max their builds. But for what it's worth, I got some pretty good skill rolls, I think. I also spent a little bit of time, very short amount of time, with the stat reroll NPC, but then actually looking and translating what the secondary stats are. I'm pretty happy. I've got like crit, endurance, and stuff like that, which is cool. And then I spent some more time with the rune NPC. And I wish I had gone more into this in the gear progression guide, but I just wasn't confident, like, because, again, everything requires translations, like, all the time. But I went through it, and I found some interesting runes, and I also experimented and tried out unlocking the lock sockets. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? You click on it, and then it brings up a window or whatever. Would you like to spend this material to unlock this? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Unlocks a slot for you. It's like, you know, no-brainer. Doesn't really need a guide, right? But then there was this other thing, where when you're applying runes, you can, if you want to spend this, like, powdery sand, I don't know, what is it, polisher, glitter, whatever it is, to help maybe set the rune into your gear. And if you want, you can spend that, and it will increase the success chance for that to actually be set. So there is a chance that you can fail setting a rune in your gear, which, I mean, I get it, like, I don't think that they're just going for complexity for the sake of complexity and just RNG on top of an RNG, you know, sandwich and stuff. I think what Smilegate is really trying to do is just make this roller coaster ride for us constantly, no matter what we're doing, because they don't want us to have a plateau experience, or, like, you know, one that doesn't have any turns or dips and dives, because that is what continues to make it exciting, I think. Forgive me for going on this kind of tangent here, but Yeah, I think that games are exciting, or a little bit more exciting, because you have these down spots like, ah, damn it, I missed that. But then you have these other moments where it's like, yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? And that makes for a lot of fun and excitement in games. So I think that's what they're trying to accomplish there with the rune system and the potential to fail your, the setting of the runes, or even fail upgrades and stuff like that. But I worry, I think we all have good reason to worry that these could be abused for the sake of trying to get us to maybe spend money on the market. But anyway, I think that's it for now. Talking about gear and stuff like that, that's where I'm at. Oh, one other thing. Besides the daily dungeons, the daily chaos dungeons, I haven't talked about this. We have the well, I kind of mentioned it, but with the Epona dailies, and you can unlock more dailies as you visit the various islands. And from here, you can get all kinds of different materials. There, you can get money, you can get more feathers. These sacks are really good because inside of them, if you pop them open, it doesn't seem to be listed here, which is weird. But I've opened these bags like often from this one. This is one of my favorite Epona dailies right here, and I'll get a Crassium, which is that crystal that you need to upgrade your gear. And I think I read somewhere that you could have the chance, or you get up to 3 of those per day or something like that. Like there's a limit to the number of Crassium that you can pop open and get out of these sacks. But yeah, that's part of the daily grind as well, is trying to maximize the amount of materials. There's another material needed for upgrading. Maximize the amount of materials I can get per day if I can, while trying to make progression in so many other directions while logging into Lost Ark. Anyway, so here we are. We're in Lagforge 2.0. This city is so ridiculously laggy lately. And if you right-click on, actually, let's go to the map really quick so that way I can show you the symbol. See this symbol right here? This represents basically kind of like the Chaos Dungeon statue, I suppose. And if you right-click on it, then you can see the random Chaos Dungeon of the day. And I really like that we're seeing this one here, because I didn't make a video of this before. This was the last dungeon before the story missions ended, as it is right now, because there's definitely going to be more added later. But the story missions ended here with this dungeon. And I soloed it. And then I wanted to kind of mix and montage a solo with a multiplayer run of this dungeon. And I accidentally deleted the first half of the freaking solo footage. And I'm still upset about that. So I ended up not making that video, which I was really upset about, because I did very well soloing this on hard mode, which was no easy task, right? The end boss, as we will see here pretty soon, is hard, and is he harder in multiplayer. But he's definitely hard solo. I did die once. I have to confess, I died once. He did this thing where he forces you to either go outside of a ring or come closer to him. I chose to go closer to him. I'm melee, right? And immediately after that, and you'll see this, he did this big AoE thing where he shoots out all of these big death balls at people, and I took 3 of them right to the face, like BOW! KO, like instantly. I had no chance. So he set me up really good, and I'm gonna try not to fall for it again. Right? If I see him doing that, I'm out. I'm backing out, man, because I know what you're gonna do next. Anyway, so what's the point of running these Chaos Dungeons? Well, as we can see here, this is the previously mentioned Acrassium, right? You got Acrassium. These are the stones needed to unlock rune sockets. These are the hammers that you need for different things. Here's a box of random runes. I don't actually know what that is. I think, actually, do I have one of those in my bag? No. Okay, never mind. But there's one of those. We also have this book. This is one of the books that you need to read in order to unlock more inscriptions, I think is what people are calling them. I keep calling them enchantments, but people are calling them, no, not inscriptions. Engravings, that's it. Thank you. Anyway, so that's why I'm mentioning all this stuff before we get to this. right? So you understand what I'm talking about. And when I'm talking about runes, when I'm talking about materials needed to unlock slots, when I'm talking about a Crasium, the material needed to upgrade your gear, when I'm talking about books that you need to read in order to get more inscriptions and things like that. You get all those things from a lot of different gameplay elements here in the game, and you also get them from the Chaos Dungeons, and it's one of the best sources probably. Everybody runs this at least once, and really you can only do it once, because if you run it twice, then you just you wasted your time, because you won't get rewards the second time. You can only get rewards once a day. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now. Kinetic needs to shut the hell up and Zerk the hell out. Let's go.